go-to.
We're just having our breakfast of Altoids and coffee.
Because it keeps you slim and tight.
That's right. Tomorrow's show, another big show. Anthony LaPaglia will be here from Lend Me a Tenor.
Yes, and we will look at the hottest prom fashion.
Oh, that's right. Time for me to bust out my prom dress. Circa the 80s, everybody. And it's another Fitness Fridays. I wish you were here tomorrow because we do Fit Fridays, and we're trying something out called gyrokinesis.
Oh, I know about gyrokinesis.
Show me. What does that do?
Well, anything that goes around like that.
Is that true? Is that what we're doing?
No? Well, gyrate, yeah.
Just in time for gyrokinesis is the return of Regis.
That's hip action. They can never get it right on the show. They lack practice.
Just think about the days when Elvis couldn't sing because using his pelvis was considered... yeah, can you imagine? I know.
His career would have gone down the drain. Anyway.
Well, we've come so far. From his hit movies to his Emmy award-winning TV show, The Office, he is one of Hollywood's hottest comedic actors. Here's Steve Carell. You have a great body.
Yes,
and
I do.
A lot of people don't know this, and Bruno, I don't know if you know this. But
Not as good as me.
Well, but Steve also did some modeling before he went into acting, and I think we have a photo of that.
You have that?
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is that my lower half is actually digitized like that. So when I take off my clothes, it's just a blur.
It's just a blur.
Here down.
Yeah.
But what about your hair? You're very hairy, I've heard.
I am very hairy.
I've seen it all being removed in the film.
It has been removed, and if you look closely, the blood pools to the surface.
Still,
yeah.
You haven't recovered from it then?
No, I trim it back a little bit now.
Well, with clippers?
Yeah, I clip it back a little bit.
Don't you wax?
No, I don't wax.
It's too painful.
After that one experience, no way.
It looks like hell.
No, and everyone on the set said, all the women said, you've got to clip it, you've got to take some painkillers or something.
Right.
And I didn't, because I thought, no, for the art, it'll be hilarious. No way, ever again.
No.
Have you considered doing laser hair removal?
I have, but on other people.
Oh, evil you are.
Yes, I am.
Does your wife like a hairy man?
Apparently.
Well, she married him.
It works for her. Yeah.
Listen, Steve, there's something... I'm actually very, very curious because I've heard you met your wife in improvisational classes.
I did, yes. I was a teacher at Second City in Chicago.
Improvisational class? How can you teach you to improvise?
Exactly.
Doesn't make sense.
It's a scam. It doesn't make sense. He's a con.
Improvising is just about making it up as you go along.
Exactly.
So you were making money by conning people, basically.
That's what I did, yeah.
Fantastic.
And so your wife was one of your students?
She was. And there's a way that you can improve upon it. You know, some people are naturally gifted at it, and there are little techniques that you can use, such as yes and. Yes, and. So if someone says something to you in a scene, you agree with them and add to that. Because if you say no and negate what they're doing, the scene just ends.
That is smart.
I've got it.
Yes, and.
Yeah, yes, and.
See, do you really hate Ricky Gervais? I gotta know about that.
Do I really hate him?
You must absolutely hate it. I know. I knew it.
You know what? Yes, and. He is the worst guy.
He is bitter, isn't he? He's so rich and so bitter.
He is so sweet, honestly. He before he mocks me mercilessly
all the time.
But he'll take me aside and say, "Is this okay? Can I do this? Can I mock you? I'm going to say this. I don't want to go over the line."
That's funny.
He's very
But I saw him
aware
at the kind of award ceremony when he gets everything. In your face is like thunder.
I know.
You look like, how the hell is going on
He's a
here?
brilliant, maybe he's a brilliant actor.
That's a great acting, you see.
There
That's what
you go.
happens.
Or I just don't cover it well.
Still ahead on Live, a performance by the latest Dancing with the Stars cast-offs, Buzz Aldrin and Ashley Costa.
We're back with Steve Carell, one of the stars of Date Night that it's about a couple who escapes to New York to have a date.
Yes.
You're from New Jersey.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
The couple is from New Jersey, and they decide to spice up their relationship, go to a very fancy restaurant in New York City, for which they don't have reservations, which is a big mistake on a Friday night
Big mistake,
in New York
yes.
City. And they end up stealing someone's dinner reservation. And at that point, all hell breaks loose.
That's right, because these people are wanted by...
Yeah, it's a case of
Shady
mistake.
people.
Shady people are after them. Yeah, there's a lot of badness that happens, and they're caught up in it.
You know, Tina was here, and she had mentioned that...
Isn't she the worst, by the way?
Don't you hate her as well?
Oh, I hate everybody.
But because she's so funny.
Well, you
How
have
does
to.
it feel
I
working
give her
out?
that.
Hold on a second.
She is funny.
She's very, very funny, very, very talented. She writes.
Yes.
And you're surrounded by these heavy-hitting stars in the... I mean, you've got James Franco, you've got Mark Wahlberg, Ray Liotta in the film. Didn't
Mark
you feel-
Wahlberg without a shirt, by the way.
Without a shirt.
Yes. Well, I would have felt inferior. I would have been very, very nervous.
I think it's strange in the movie poster the way it says starring Tina Fey, Steve Carell, and shirtless Mark Wahlberg.
Right.
Yeah.
That's weird the way you put that in.
In Europe, they say Steve Carell, Tina Fey, and Mark Wahlberg's chest. That's how it's... And it's like looking into the sun.
It really
Looking
is.
at his chest is
Yeah.
like staring into the sun.
And I heard
Burns your eyes.
I heard that you do a pole dancing scene in the
Yeah.
movie. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I'm going to buy the ticket for that.
It is pretty hot.
Is it?
It is very,
Did you go all the way?
I went all the way. As far as you can go on a PG-13 movie.
I love to see that. Did Tina do it as well with you?
She does.
Yeah.
She actually moves very well. She's really...
So she can handle a pole very well.
I am not going to respond to that question.
But
It's
it's much
leading
to
and
read
it's
into.
inflammatory.
She was great. She is so funny.
But she said that when you two had a kissing scene, that you're so polite with each other,
Yeah.
that your lips were sealed shut, your teeth were locked.
There were no tongues involved. No tongues were injured.
But what about the method? I've heard of some of these actors into the method. They have to go all the saliva, bodily fluids. You don't
Show
do
us
any of
that again and in slow motion.
You know what I like?
Licking and-
I like the sound that makes. I want to see a really romantic movie in which the... What do you think about Very sexy.
Well, but that's what you're supposed to be doing, aren't they?
Our style, we did a 4.5-minute kiss for the end credits, and so we were like whispering things to each other out of this. Okay, lie down. Okay, no.
Well, doesn't it sound very sexy?
Okay,
let's go, darling. I'm gonna kiss you.
I'm ready. I'm throwing to the clip right now before Gelman's head explodes. You're in this scene. You're trying to find the couple whose reservation you stole.
Nice. Did you hear that snort?
I'm gonna mop up.
Stealing reservation, pole dancing, getting it off with Mark Wahlberg on the show. What a film is that?
We were...
Date night hit theaters tomorrow. Steve, thank you for being here. Buzz Aldrin, National Post